welcome to the Star Wars Clone Wars episode number 12 in my Wisdom series. And if you've seen these, what I do is I talk about the opening statement in the show and just give some perspective from a coaching or leadership training standpoint, or even just a standpoint of, hey, can this help me live a better life? I think I know, and to be a little transparent here, I spent way too much of my younger days really believing that I would never measure up to those people that were successful, those people that were kind of the high flyers in life and really just seemed to, everything went well for them and they had everything they wanted and everything was awesome. Obviously, I put them on a pedestal and I had this idealized version of what their life really was like, so that didn't help either. But I just, this whole thing about wisdom, I think speaks to my motivation is I want to help people feel like they have the answers they're looking for themselves. And as a coach, I believe that. I know that actually is true. I've seen it happen where people come into a coaching session thinking one thing about themselves, and through just the conversation and them explaining things about what's going on and what is true for them, they realize, wow, no, I actually do know what's happening here. So anyway, I just think there's a lot of value in it. All right, on with the series. So episode 12, the opening statement is, fail with honor rather than succeed by fraud. So, another one of these, I think the word choices are great because it's short and to the point. I think there isn't a lot of fluff in there, and so that's really good. So, on the surface, I'm just going to go surface level first on this one. I usually kind of pick it apart, but I'm just going to talk about it surface level and just think it's obviously pointing to, hey, do the right thing. That's, even if you don't win, that's better than cheating. Okay? And that has obvious application, right, to many things in life. Sports, business, right? So even though it looks like you could get by with cheating and win the day, right, or get the sale, if you just tell the client, not quite but you just kind of, you forget to tell them a few details, that you make the sale, and that's a win, right? Short term, maybe, right? And that's the thing. I think, so this is where I'm going to kind of go under the surface a little bit. I think the thought behind people that cut corners, let's just put it that way, is that, hey, I got to make the sale. I got people to feed. I got responsibilities. I just got to make this happen. Whatever it takes, I got to do it. And short term, it looks like a win. And even midterm, that can kind of stack up as wins and becomes a behavioral thing where that's just how you do your work. Long term, I've met too many people and read about too many people that realize the toll that takes upon them mentally, physically, and spiritually. That cutting corners and, quote, lying, right, about truth, so to speak, like not telling the whole truth, it's a form of lying, does take a toll on you. And it really falls under the term of integrity. So I'm going to come at it from that standpoint. Integrity is one of those things that's semi-elusive because it's different for each person. Now, there are some common integrity issues that I would think pretty much everyone can agree upon. Well, not everyone. Actually, I thought of a couple of examples of exceptions, but murdering someone, right? We can generally agree that's bad. Although people do it, right? And they justify it and it happens, and there are people that actually go out to do that kind of thing, right? So there are exceptions to what I'm saying, but I'm talking high majority of people would agree we don't do that. Also, for the most part, stealing, right? Taking things that aren't yours is bad. That's a bad thing. And unfortunately, too many people are justifying things like that and thinking that that's a win when they get what they want, short term. What they don't understand is they completely cut their credibility and their trust level, their trustability level is very, very low. People cannot trust people who are willing to cheat, steal, lie, whatever, to get what they want. That creates distrust. That creates a lot of, okay, well, I'll tolerate you. It begins to be a toleration, right? So if you try to succeed by frauding, to get back to the wording of the show, if you fraud people, i.e. lie, deceive, fraud, right? you may win the game, but you've lost the relationship. And if you're looking to be a leader, and that's really what I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about everyone has to believe like I do and think this way. I'm talking about if you want to lead people and do it effectively, and if you want to be someone who has influence, frauding will cut that out. That's one of the fastest ways to cut out trust and a relationship with people. So I would say this one it cuts to the heart of the matter. So this one I think really kind of gets to it, is if you do things for the right reasons and in the right way, even if you fail, people will have a lot of grace, and if you own up to the mistake and say, okay, I thought this was going to work out, here was my plan, it did not work out. And so, all right, I need to fix it, I'll step in and do what I need to do to fix it. A lot of people will say, okay, I'm still with you. Because that's human, right? If you fail and you start blaming everything else and don't take responsibility for it when it was your deal, and you were doing it, by frauding, so to speak, you didn't do it with integrity, then you've completely cut out all your trust in the relationships that you've created so far. So this one definitely gets to the heart of the matter of what being a great leader really requires of you, is doing the right thing, whether you want to, whether or not short term it gets you what you want, right? You just know long term it's going to do the right thing. So short term it may not work out. You may lose, some key people that think, man, we need results now or I'm out of here. Okay, well, that's fine. I understand. And I understand the mentality, and sometimes I want to do that. I know that because of and I mentioned this at the very beginning, because of the way I saw myself as not measuring up, I have a lot of patience, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It took me a long time to get to the point where I didn't feel that way about myself. And so I have a lot of patience with results. I didn't get a lot of results for a very long time. So I know I can survive without results if I'm doing the right thing, and I have faith that I am doing the right things by people. That even if I fail, going about it the right way is still fulfilling who I am with my integrity. And people can trust that I'm going to do things for the right thing, right reasons, and with the right intentions. And I'm always going to do what's best for the project at hand and the people around me. I'm not going to do things at the expense of them. That is very difficult to create on the fly. You can't assume that. That is earned. That is something that you show over time, and people will, by and large, stick with you when you show that, and you're willing to take responsibility when things go wrong, and you actually, are willing to kind of share the wealth on the credit when things go right. If you're willing to do those two things, you take the blame when it goes wrong, and then share the credit when things go right. As a leader, you're going to be very well respected, and that has been shown time and time and time again, and it's been written about over and over and over in many, many books. So there you go. Fail with honor rather than succeed by fraud, I think is one of the best ones that actually gets to leadership and wisdom even. So I think wisdom-wise, it cuts to the heart also. So big thumbs up on this one. And really think about that. Where am I cutting corners, if I am at all, right? And if you are, examine that. Why is that? Why do you think you need to do that? And how could you do it differently so it doesn't involve breaking integrity with yourself? Whole different topic, whole different day. That's all right. We'll do that another time. Thanks a lot for checking out. See you next time.